Thank you very much for having me. And it's been very emotional and very inspiring to listen all the speaker that we've been able to listen before us. And I thank Stefan very much. I cannot agree more in what he has said before and what he shared before in terms of vision for the foundation. And I would have to do a lot of comments on everything that has been said before, but I know it's not the moment, maybe later. But I want to thank Mr. Falco for the advice he gave us. We will really take care of
A
voice,
100%.
the music and the artists, and Rachel was being very kind to introduce all of us. And maybe I really hope that Mr. Helzer will be able to really bring a little bit of positivity in our life, because we really need Italy to start back to normal life, as Stefano was saying before. I mean, I come from a family, and especially Andrea told us that the way you look at things make the things the way they are. So we really want to see Italy going back to normal life. Of course, we have to take care about the security of the people, but economy must go on. And I'm glad to say that living in the place we are in Tuscany, we're really starting, fighting every day, but starting to a new normal life. Let me go back to the foundation. You've been so good that you have said a lot of the things that I was supposed to share. So I want to be very short, and maybe if you have any questions, I'll be very happy to answer. What I would love to say is that, not going too much into details, but Andrea has been the voice of people that didn't have voice. So all the time that any foundation was asking us for help, he always said yes. Then 9 years ago, we decided to have our own foundation. So as we say in Italian, we put the face and the effort. So we went to friends first of all. So the director of the foundation, the chairman, all friends that we got to know. And it's a living lab. It's a place where literally everybody can come and bring their skills and be helpful in the way they can, not only economically speaking, which is very important, but especially with what they're able to do. And this is something that we really want to underline because it's important. I come from Marche, which has been the region that unfortunately is being eaten the most due to the earthquake. So 5 years ago, unfortunately, we decided to be focused in that area, and that's the place where we have built the 3 out of the 8 schools we built internationally. As Stefano was saying before, we were, constructing the Accademia della Musica in Camerino, unfortunately, when the COVID virus hit Italy too. And we decided to stop because that was, of course, we were forced to do that for security reason. And gladly enough, we have been able to reopen on May the 4th. So, as we were saying before, we're starting to go back to work. People are excited to go back to normal life. And that's the first step, start to work again in a very secure way. I understood before we spoke about the phase one, how we were trying to be helpful, even in a different way to what we usually focus. Because, of course, the foundation mission is empowering people and communities. But in this moment, and we felt the necessity to be helpful in a different way, so delivering all the equipment that the hospital were in need. And now that we're approaching the phase two, we're very excited to be able to again focus on education, which has been the cornerstone for the ABF since the beginning. But we're ready to shape a future in a different way. Let's say focusing on the project that has education and talent. So the pilot project that we are enhance, the pilot project that we are going to focus is to enhance distant learning and provide students with the resource and tool required for educational innovation. What in concrete means? We will develop the following 3 things. Create a library of devices so that we can allow the students to be able to connect with the teacher and educator. 2, to develop a platform for the ABF Lab, which will allow access to the series of online educational content and including interactive content. 3, train a professional role of the digital atelierista, which is basically a 4.0 librarian to help the students and the mom that in this period has been the person in contact among the school and the kids. Very important because we need to have the same tools and also people helping us to know how to move around the world, that not for everybody is so easy to go and to move around. So basically, this is what we're doing, and I mean, I really hope that if you have any question, I'll be able.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the questions I have for you was what you're doing on the educational level. What is it compared to what the Italian government is doing? Is it an overlap? Are you guys doing the same thing, or are you doing something that's lacking?
We work with them. We work with the institutional. Of course, I mean, the foundation will not work without having the blessing of the government, and not only the government need us in a certain way. So it's a side by side work. We in Italy we will say spalla spalla. We mean shoulder and shoulder. We have to be on the same page, knowing that whatever at school, I mean, whatever is the program that I have to go to do the kids at school, we will be able to provide it even for kids that unfortunately cannot be at school for the most different reason, which can be maybe be on the hospital and not be able to follow the lesson, but you want to be part of the class, or for whatever other reason, like it has been unfortunately in this period. We don't want to experience a COVID second, so we really hope that it's going to be just to improve our system, not because we need to face another time something like
Like,
this.
yeah. And is the program targeting a specific part of Italy, or is it for every kids in Italy? How is the joining or the application process work if I want to join or my neighbor's kids want to join?
Yeah, we're working with the Minister of Education and especially with all the pediatric school hospital all around Italy. So if wherever you're going to be in the hospital, the program has to be the same, the tools must be the same, so the opportunity must be the same. And that's why we wanted to have a pilot project before in for school, which belong to us, which are the one that we built. And of course, with all it's a public school, so we build it for the states. But at the same time, we want to be sure that very soon, in the maximum in few months, has to be active in all the hospital, all Italy.
Oh, that's pretty impressive. So was the project was already in play before COVID, or did COVID prompted you to expedite? What timeline have we worked with here?
No, we started before. We started to work before. Unfortunately, in a moment when we had no idea what was going on very soon, we speed it up, knowing how much was important. And now we have experienced, unfortunately, what was the unlucky side of being away, not having the right tools. As a mom, I can easily say that it's been a nightmare to go, every day to approach the problem we were facing. Now that we know, we want all the other mom to focus in more important things than has to solve problem that can easily we can solve from far away, giving them the right tools at the right time.
That's very impressive. And you remember one of the things I told you when we connected first was as a global icon, Andrea Bocelli. You guys are traveling the world. I go to the garden every December to watch. Most of the stars make donation to people and then they just let them do whatever they can. Like, what prompted you guys to say we're going to bring this thing in-house and not as a grant making, we are going to operate it and run it? And Veronica, where do you get the time to do that? You're running a superstar who, if it's not COVID, he is demanded every single day around the globe by dozens of millions of people, and you embark yourself into this global charity to support Haiti and Italy across several different projects.
I'm sure Mr. Ortiz will agree on me saying that exactly as when you play in a team, like a baseball team, you got to be a team everywhere, everything you do. A family is a team. A foundation is a team. There's nothing you can do alone. It's not me. I'm just the face in this moment of a lot of other girls, a lot of other people that works behind the scene every day, every minute in the period, unfortunately, of the COVID that we experienced, the 2 months in the past, they've been working every day, every hours with no rest. Probably the most, and time period that they all experience. It's not me.
We work with Aurora, we work with Olympia, Laura, your team, it's amazing. So I
Yeah,
have seen that, how you guys are connected and you guys are hardworking. One thing I would like to ask you, we know what ABF is doing for Italy and it's amazing. And we are committed to be part of working with you guys to impact Italy because that was one of our plans. What is ABF planning for countries like the US, for instance? Because in New York, for instance, Bocelli has a lot of fans. What is the vision for the future? What are you guys planning to do here? Because just your name here resonates. I can't tell you how many people call me or email me.
Let's say that the United States has been being an Italian. As the United States is our dream, and we always it's our second country in terms of family. As an artist, the only house we have outside the country is in yours, in the United States. New York in particular is a state that we have been loving over the years, every day more. We've been following what was going on, and we really hope that you're going to be out sooner, as soon as possible. We have 20 projects going on, national and international. We have to be sure that whenever we take a commitment, we are able, with our force, to fulfill the commitment. So if you have an idea, we'll be able, of course, to share the force and to share the views and the idea, and try to be on your side also. At the moment, I can say that United States has been there's so many donors from your country. You are a generous country, probably the most generous we can experience as an Italian foundation. So we have to thank you. And if it's our moment, now it's our moment to be on your side. So we're excited to be there.
That's amazing. Now, Veronica, we know it doesn't depend on you, but do we get to see you guys in December?
We're planning to do that. I mean, as I was saying before, I'm a lot positive, which in this moment to say that can be, even a strange way to communicate it. But I'm really positive that hopefully soon everything will be normal. So what I can say, we're working exactly to be in the United States for December. Of course, it depends on what your president decision will be, and each state and each government has taken different decisions, so we will follow the rules.
Veronica Bocelli, we appreciate you taking time out of your precious and busy agenda to come and talk to us about everything that's happening in Italy, what ABF is doing. I've had tremendous time talking to you the other day, and I can't wait to see what we can accomplish together. For what I have seen is that you are a visionary. You set the vision and you bring people around you to execute. And we could say with Stefano and everybody else that you surround yourself amazingly. The one thing I want to ask to you before I let you go, I've been going at the garden for many years. And Mr. Bocelli sings 3 to 5 songs, and we have to beg for one song. And then, can you sing more?
Of course, I'll let him know that you asked that, and let me say one thing again, to be super positive. Few minutes ago, when we all of us were connected, something amazing happened. The SpaceX, has been, how you say, shut in the stars among in the space, and whenever something like that can happen, there's hope in life. There's hope that the future is always more beautiful than what we expect. So let's be on the side of the people that now has been very less fortunate than what we are. We can't forget that we're sitting on the lucky side of the world, and we can't forget it. So thank you for the opportunity of trying to raise some funds and to use it in the right way. But please be positive.